Okay, today we are diving deep into the world of 3D printing. This is a technology that literally promised to change everything we thought we knew about making and buying stuff. But what happens when that perfect, revolutionary theory crashes head-on with the messy reality of actually running a business? Well, that's exactly what we're going to unpack.
So let's start with these big, exciting what-ifs that get academics and engineers so hyped up. First, imagine this. What if you could get a product tailored exactly for you? I mean, one of a kind, without it costing you a single penny more.
And then, what if that custom product wasn't made in some factory thousands of miles away? What if it could be printed right there, maybe in the store, right in front of you, just for you, all at the push of a button?
And for the final piece of this puzzle, just imagine a world where you don't need these massive, expensive warehouses packed with things that might not even sell. You just print exactly what's needed, right when it's needed. I mean, we're talking about a complete rewrite of the rulebook here.
So these what-ifs, they're not just some sci-fi dream. They are the absolute core promise of 3D printing, a technology that really could reshape, well, pretty much everything.
But, to really get just how revolutionary this new game is, we first have to understand the old rules. We've got to talk about the supply chain. For a long time, businesses basically had two main playbooks. First, you've got the lean supply chain. This is all about efficiency. Think about something simple like a paperclip. The whole goal is to pump out millions of them for as cheap as humanly possible. Then, on the other side, you've got the agile supply chain. This one is built for speed and being able to react quickly, for innovative products where you have no idea what the demand is going to look like.
Okay, now for the theory part. In a perfect world, this is exactly where 3D printing comes in and just flips the whole table over. Researchers painted this picture that, honestly, sounds almost too good to be true. And here are the principles that make it all possible. Complexity is free. That means making a super intricate, complex design costs the same as a simple block. Variety is free. This means you can switch from printing one product to a totally different one, instantly, with no penalty. And no assembly required. You can print incredibly complex parts all in one go. So in theory, you get the super low cost of a lean system with the complete flexibility of an agile one. It's the best of both worlds.
Right, so that's the beautiful theory. But what does it actually look like on the ground, in the real world? Let's switch gears and look at the story of two entrepreneurs in Sweden who are trying to make this exact dream their reality. They started their own print-on-demand business, and they've been pretty successful, but they've hit a wall. As one of them put it on Reddit, the work is just incredibly time-consuming, and honestly, the payoff just isn't quite there yet.
Now, get this. They're bringing in about $9,000 a month in revenue, which, for a side hustle, is amazing. But here's the kicker. They're both still working their full-time jobs as engineers, and they'd have to literally double that revenue just for one of them to even think about quitting their day job. And this brings us right to the heart of the conflict. How do we connect that perfect, world-changing theory we talked about with this entrepreneur's day-to-day struggle? Why isn't that incredible promise turning into a business that can stand on its own 2 feet?
This is the big question we need to answer. I mean, if the technology can do all these incredible things, why are they stuck? What is the missing piece of the puzzle?
And here it is. This is the core issue. See, traditional factories get way cheaper the more you make of something. That's called economies of scale. With 3D printing, the 10,000th thing you print costs exactly the same as the very first one. So that revolutionary feature, the free variety, it suddenly turns into a massive business challenge.
And what's really interesting is, if you look at the advice they were getting from the Reddit community, it all points back to solving this one problem. People suggested they could outsource the manufacturing, or find ways to make their cleanup and finishing process more efficient, or, and this is what they're already planning to do, develop a more standardized product. Every single one of those ideas is a way to sneak some traditional efficiency back into their revolutionary business model.
So all of this is pointing toward what the real future of making things is probably going to look like. It's not about one method winning out over the other. It's about creating something totally new, a hybrid approach.
It really seems like the consensus is that 3D printing isn't going to replace traditional factories entirely. No way. Instead, the future is all about building these smart hybrid systems. It's about connecting that insane flexibility you get from 3D printing with the proven, rock-solid efficiency of traditional supply chains and creating a new model that really does give you the best of both worlds.
So what's the big takeaway here? Well, 3D printing is revolutionary. Absolutely. But turning that amazing potential into a profitable business, that's not just about buying a printer.
It's about being smart and blending its incredible flexibility with the tried-and-true lessons of traditional business.
So I'm going to leave you with this thought. That dream of a totally customized product printed on the spot just for you, it is closer than it has ever been. But the final hurdle isn't really about the technology anymore. It's about entrepreneurship. The real question is, who's going to be the first to truly crack the code and bring that future to a store near you?